We are the Himbos. We are not Bimbos. We are the Himbos. We are not Bimbos. We are the Himbos. Himbos, yeah. Coming gonna tell you how to do your hair.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Himbos podcast, episode 2. We're back. I am Josh Adam Meyers, sitting across from my super metrosexual,
buddy,
Justin Silver. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. That theme song makes me want to do like the Rosie Perez intro dance from Do the Right Thing.
It is the song that keeps on giving, man.
Buddy, I worked out to it the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did a PR?
Buddy, PRs fucking pump like nothing. Like
Really?
You never seen. The dudes in my neighborhood were like,
He does the same workout every time he goes in there. You do muscle ups and Hercules chain push-ups.
Wait, can I tell you the most himbo thing that I did? Because I haven't been able to do muscle ups because I need like a certain bar to do them. Like if the bar's too thick, I can't do them.
Yeah.
So I ordered, you know how like you wouldn't be able to do them on like a normal chin-up bar in your house? I ordered a fucking A-frame pull-up bar that's going to take up my entire living room so I could start to do them in the apartment.
That's incredible, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
That's commitment.
I'm so proud of you.
That's commitment or disorder?
I'm not gonna apologize. I'm a coxman.
Dude, I'm looking at D'Angelo's body behind you on the screen right now.
Yeah.
All right? Not a gay man, but let me say, dude, holy shit. That's the black me.
You look nothing like that, dude.
What?
You look nothing like that.
Dude.
Don't even try to. Don't
Listen.
even try to.
What? Dude, you want the clothes will come off right now.
He's 6'2". You're 4'8". Shut the fuck up.
Dude, D'Angelo is 5'7". Look, I want it looked up right now. I waited. Christine
Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a
He's
difference.
5'7".
He's a black dude. His muscles are more defined than you. There's no way a white guy can even have close to the definition that a black dude does.
Okay, now I'm getting upset. Christine, pull up the Justin Fitness pictures, please. I know they're on there. They're on there. All right. I'm sorry.
I'm literally on your Instagram looking for you doing muscle ups with chains.
No, look at there's the ones from the fitness magazines that I've done. But this is me being too vain. I accept it. D'Angelo's hotter than me.
Yeah, just chill out, dude.
All right, let me relax.
Let's go around the room, though, because we have our incredible cast of characters. We have the one and only Black King, Black Lou.
There's the king, buddy. What's up, Lou?
We have on our female voice of reason, and one of the main reasons we're fucking here, Christine Evans.
Mama Bear.
But I am a bisexual slut.
And on the ones and twos, DJ Lewinsky.
Oh, Lou. Dripping with sexuality all over that board.
And after we tackled what I feel is a subject matter that all of the Himbros and Bimbros...
You nailed it that time.
I nailed it that time.
You nailed it,
You
Josh.
keep changing whatever they're called
I
once
have
a
not.
week. Yeah,
I have not. Lou's saying I have not.
Don't forget about black
The
Bimbros.
Lou, he's picking on me
Bimbros.
today, Lou. He's picking on me. Did I change it, Lou? I never changed it. Thank you.
We have Blimbros. We have Chimbros.
Christine, I can't watch myself on repeat doing muscle ups. I can and focus at
We
the
have
same
South
time.
African Equidimbros. We handled a subject that I think really was a great opener, and I think the next thing that a lot of the Himbros were asking us online was to find out about sex.
Yes.
And find out if what we do is up to par, also if what they do. There's so many questions out there as far as what to do in the bedroom, how to meet a girl. Is squirting water? Is it pee? Like,
Is it Gatorade?
we have no idea.
I think what you were trying to say, my him brother, is that this is a self-improvement podcast and a podcast about growth and learning. And today we're going to do some learning. I think that's what you're saying.
That's 100% what I'm saying.
Wow, we're so in sync. I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
I feel that.
Can I kiss you? Can I kiss you on the mouth? No! Please let me.
I called up a good friend of mine that is what I would call an incredible expert in the world of dating, sex, everything. ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Laura Desiree.
Hello.
Laura, welcome to the show. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. What a thrill.
Yeah. She has an I asked you to send me your bio, and it was a dossier. So I don't know if you want to rattle it off, Josh, or you just want to. You want to do it yourself, Laura? We want to hear who you
tell us
are
about yourself,
and how
Laura.
you are.
No problem. I mean, this is exactly what I love to do, is to sit and talk about sex and all things about the psychology of it, the physicality of it. I've made a life of it. I'm a love and sex journalist, and I conduct all kinds of investigations and deep dives, doing interviews with specialists and people with unique sexual lives. And I do all of this for a show called Naked News. Been doing that for 6 years. I also host a podcast called Licked and Loaded, which explores people with really unique stories about sex and really interesting philosophies about prioritizing pleasure, because I'm all about that. I am completely about that. I think it is an essential part of leading a happy, healthy life.
Shit, my brain and my body are fucking moist right now.
Excellent.
It doesn't take much to get.
Excellent.
It doesn't take much to get Justin hard.
It does not.
So far, this is his 5th erection in our 2 shows.
You're healthy. That's
I'm virile.
excellent.
I'm virile. I'm a virile man. But I have a lot of questions for you. I know DJ Lou's got questions. Christine, Black King's got some questions for you. We got fan questions. How do you want to kick this off, Josh?
I think you go first, because you seem like, just like last week, dude, you seem way more excited about this.
I'm a little boy.
I feel like I have an idea of what I'm doing in the bedroom. Like, the fact that any woman has let you have sex with them.
I disagree. Laura, am I sexy?
Very.
Okay.
I said that from the beginning.
Yeah,
we came up the elevator, and I said, "My God,
She
the way
couldn't
you
keep her
lean
hands off me in the
oh my
elevator.
God.
She couldn't keep her hands off me in the elevator.
You're into short Jewish guys.
Who fetch me coffee?
Yeah,
There
exactly.
we go.
All
There
right.
we go. I'm down for it. I'm down for it.
Hit it with the first question, because
Okay, so this is what I did.
Yeah.
We got a lot of questions on social media. We got a lot of questions through our email address, and then some of those I just kind of compiled, and then I just did like a search of like what people want to know, and then I'll mix those with stuff that I want to know. So one of the things was how porn has become like the main form of sex ed, right? And I have my opinions about this, but I wanted Laura's and yours and everybody's opinions about it. What are the pros and cons of that?
I have this conversation almost on a weekly basis, talking to both porn performers and people that look at the education system and try and build curriculum that provides accurate sex education. So what I've gathered from this is the pros, the only 2 pros I can think of.
Good, because I could only think of 2 also.
Oh, interesting. The only 2 I could find were that it gives you a small variety of what genitalia looks like. That is provided by watching pornography. It also gives you a small variety of the kinds of sexual acts that can happen in all kinds of settings. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, there's, maybe 5 or 10 positions. You do get an understanding the deeper you go into, whether it's the tube sites or whether you're on Google searches, you get an understanding of exactly what's out there and what's turning people on.
Wait, hold on for a second. There's more than 3 positions?
Josh, let's go through them.
It's missionary, doggy, her on top. And then there's there's lazy doggy style, where she lays on her stomach and then you lay flat on top of her, and then
you don't ever jackknife it, like her leg kind of up, so you get like the boob on the side and the ass jiggle, and it's a little
very popular.
It makes the squish.
No, I don't do jackknife.
Oh, come on.
But you get it. You get an understanding of other things turning people on. Like my number 1 porn search is dudes hooked up to milking machines.
Dudes hook up.
Mine too.
Or the thing that you would milk a cow's udder with,
DJ,
right?
Black Lou's got a question on this. Go ahead, Black Lou.
I just want to see it. I didn't think that was even a real thing.
Yeah. If they're held against their will, even better, right?
Yeah.
The idea of it continuing to perform a sucking motion after orgasm. This is available, people.
So the thing is, like, if there's couples or there's people who are like, you know what, let's say I'm a little tentative to try some sort of thing, we can go onto porn and kind of look at this and get ourselves a little bit more comfortable with it, familiarize ourselves, and be like, all right, we could try this kind of thing.
Sure, like exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy.
Yeah.
But like, how comfortable are women to us bringing a new move in? Because if we're like, they'll have an idea, especially if you're in a relationship, like they'll know that we're watching porn.
Okay, maybe I'm an extremely forward-thinking person. I know I am, and I'll just own that.
You think?
You think? But
Laura, when you came in, I was going to say you're an extremely forward-thinking person. I just want to say that I was going to say that.
This is going to be the message that keeps coming up again and again. Is like, if you don't talk about it ever, it grows and becomes a bigger, scarier conversation to have down the line.
Right.
So there's some serious fucking realities. We watch porn. That's a reality.
I stopped, but I'll talk about that in a second. Keep going.
You stopped completely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd love to know how.
I mean,
that
except for
changed your
yesterday,
life.
because I had a little hiccup, but don't worry. No, I did stop.
It's such a natural pastime, especially in our culture today, and so the idea that like we're not allowed to pull inspiration from it is absolutely ridiculous.
Agreed with you on that front.
So I think that's something people just need to get over.
Well, what are some of the negatives then?
That porn literacy is not, or it doesn't exist with a lot of young people watching porn. They still look at it because it's their only option for sex education. They look at it as a manual for how to interact.
Correct.
For how human beings touch each other and what pleasure is created by, which is not true. Obviously, we know it's an industry that is an entertainment industry. It's made to be entertaining the same way that Hollywood movies are made. They're not meant to be a guidebook for how you get someone off.
I always say, like, porn is to real sex like WWE wrestling is to a real fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And my theories on it, and chime in on this. This is what I think. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and you tell me about this. Like, I remember at like 12, you had like a magazine. Or you would get one, or your friend had one, so your imagination is still at play. Yeah. And then if you went to a video store, it had to be like the guy had to be cool enough to give it to you. You got the video, you watched it. So there was this whole thing that kind of led into the development of my sexuality, right? If I was 12 now and I had high speed, and not only, and also like how extreme the categories have gone now, it's like, okay, if I was 12 years old and I had access in the palm of my hand, in my phone, to like unlimited searches for every cat, my fucking head would explode. And then, you know, you do the research on like how this desensitizes kids, and then it's sort of like when they get in front of a real life person, they're used to seeing 100 pairs of breasts instead of just one pair of breasts. And then there's like, they have like ED problems, and it's also so geared toward like the male orgasm, so they think that like this hard sort of penetration was what's going to get women. Like, this is all correct. Am I right about that?
But it's very influential.
Yes,
you watch that stuff and you go, this is the building blocks, the understanding, the rules of the world.
Okay.
Do they still teach sex ed in school?
Yeah, I had a sex ed class, I think, in 7th grade or 8th grade. I don't remember ever having one in high school. And it was all abstinence-based. Everything was just about not having sex.
Yeah, we had a gym teacher who would have like a baseball bat in his hand and like slap it while he was talking. He's like, "Hey, you want to go have sex? Go be cool. You want to be cool? I think it's cool to play with a ball and a bat." And like that was sex education in inner New York City schools.
I remember going in, but they like put us all in the cafeteria, and then they closed like the windows so the younger kids couldn't see it.
And raped you.
And then but that was after lunch. But before, it was like they went through, and I remember it was like a whole week of stuff. So most kids, I don't know, that's what I was saying, is like, are kids getting that still, or is their introduction either what
Well, it's funny because
they're learning in porn?
A lot of parents expect it from the school system to provide that, but a lot of the school systems are saying, hey, you know what, that is something that's a matter in the home, and that's how parents want to communicate that to their children. So, you know, it's a difficult thing to navigate. I mean, did you ever get the talk from your parents? I remember being walked out to a baseball diamond to be told about sex by my parents, and I ran as fast as I could.
Your dad's my gym teacher?
I ran as fast as I could. So the attempt had to be made on a road trip where all the power locked doors went down at once, and we were on the road, and then the talk about sex happened because you couldn't run anywhere.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
I avoided it.
I remember asking my mom what an orgasm was, and she just went, she goes, you know when you sneeze and you're going, achoo? She said, yeah. I said, yeah. She goes, it's that in your penis. It's like, but let me tell you, I was like, she nailed it. She nailed it. That's exactly what it feels like now. As a Jewish man, it feels like a big sneeze in my penis, Josh.
It's very pleasurable, though. I self-induce sneezing sometimes just because it's so pleasurable.
I'm way into Laura.
That's you
Laura's
love,
my favorite.
You love the winter.
That's a
then
dark
you're just
secret
like
right there, yeah.
You're just trying to get post-nasal drip all year round.
Love it.
So people had this question: how do men deal with ED or premature ejaculation? I know,
Yeah.
I know Blue Chew's like a big thing, but I want to know. It's like,
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think as far as like how do you deal with it with the girl more than anything? Because I think the older we get,
yeah.
you're gonna lose it. Because if you lose it once,
Right.
I lost it. Because anytime I'm in a long-term relationship, and it's just you get so used to the same 3 positions, like I said, it just gets boring. And then you fight and all that shit gets brought in. So it's just you're stacked up with baggage, and then you're just not in the mood. But that's ideally what keeps a relationship going. Is sex.
It's bonding, dude.
There's so many reasons for ED to become reality in men's lives. I mean, yes, of course, just, getting older and health maybe taking a turn different directions, but there's also a huge psychological pressure that you guys put on yourself. I don't have a dick, but you guys put this incredible pressure on your dick to do it all.
I don't have a dick
Do
either.
you ever question if sometimes it's maybe a psychological
It's
matter?
100% psychological. It's
that
never.
could be steering you out of your hardest, firmest, ready to rock.
There's been times, absolutely, if I'm with somebody for the first time, as I've grown up, I've just learned how to get myself through this. Where if I'm really excited about someone, I'm like, fuck, pressure's on, and it's gonna be
Exactly.
it'll be hard to get up, and then it's like I'm just sort of just give me a minute with this, and I'll hang out, and then the intimacy, and then the fooling around, and then the foreplay will lead back up to it again, and it's I'll just pleasure her a different way, and just if you're just sort of cool and relaxed about it, it's I know the next time it's going to be fine.
But I think there's even more mental stuff that goes
Sure,
along
sure,
with
sure,
it,
sure.
which is
Absolutely.
because if you lose it and then you're like how do you say that to a girl that your dick's going al dente?
I mean, you don't have to say it. You don't have
we
to
know.
say it. We know.
We feel it.
We feel it. And then, with some women, you go, oh my God, was that something I did? Is that something he's dealing with? But,
and women get self-conscious about it too.
Completely.
Sometimes they take it on. They're like, "Oh, I'm not attractive because he got
completely.
soft." Right?
Yeah, and you have a guy trying to fuck you with a half-hard dick,
Right.
And it's not working, and the guy's uncomfortable, and he doesn't
Awkward.
want to admit that it's not
Totally
working.
awkward.
It's a whole awkward situation all around.
Can I give a simple solution? Tape in a popsicle stick. Is that?
Also, do you think that at your age, and your ages in your 40s, would you find that premature ejaculation or not being able to finish is a bigger problem?
Yes. No, I think it's not being able to finish because I haven't been premature since ever.
okay,
That's never been it. Go ahead, Laura.
before we get to premature ejaculation, you're a little early on it. Back to ET.
Yes.
The amount of options that you guys have
I love when you keep us on
is
track.
unbelievable.
Please list.
It is unbelievable. The incredible distance we've gone to make medical options available for men as discreet and as fucking fast as possible. You guys have really no excuse if you want to try the medical route.
Tell us.
I mean,
Well, Viagra.
yeah, Viagra,
Viagra
but
rules,
there
dude.
are delivery services.
Chew.
Discreet
mynewrx.com. These people will literally mail you the enhancement drugs in the most discreet, fast. They'll do it same day delivery.
Can I also just a tip because I'm big on Viagra? Just to all the Himbros out
said
there,
tip.
just to all the Himbros out there, if you are going to start taking Viagra, get some neosynephrine or some Afrin.
Oh, you told me about
this.
this.
Because you aren't going to be able to breathe out of your nose, so you'll be able to fuck. You'll be rock hard, but you'll be.
I took one once.
Breathing.
I took one once when I broke up with my long-term girlfriend and I was going to be with someone else for the first time. And this is in my 20s. And all I remember was getting so flush and having a fucking rock hard dick for 2 days, and I couldn't come. I
It's never
think
like
I think
that.
I took too much.
That's yes, because
I think I
it's-
took too much.
I always look. I love Viagra. I wish I had Viagra. Like this is what I'm saying to all the listeners out there, man. Like if you are having issues and you're in a long term relationship and it's affecting your relationship, like do what Laura's saying. Go out and order some Cialis, whatever it is that works for you. And don't be ashamed to take it. Like it's dude. Don't you want to go in there with a biggie thickie?
Yeah, buddy.
You want the thickest,
Yeah.
fulliest,
Yes.
dingliest.
I want a Foster's beer can.
Yeah, dude,
Foster's. It's Australian for boner.
I also,
Holy
by the
shit.
time we finish doing this podcast, however long this goes on, I want to see if my dick's bigger than yours. I really want to have a measure off.
Jay
Not
has
right now.
Jay
Not
has
right
it as a
now. I'm having
screensaver on his phone.
I'm dealing with a lot right now. now. I don't want. It's a.
This
it will
would be the
affect-
episode, though, guys.
It's a full episode.
This would be the episode,
Dude, I've never been harder in a podcast.
I want to fuck. It's my big dick. So everybody get ready fucking now.
Is it okay to talk to the person that you're with? Because I always feel shame in like so you have to time it perfectly. So we're finishing dinner. Like I got a 20-minute walk back to the apartment.
Totally. But if you want it to be no stress, if you want to enjoy it for what it is and you're in that place with your partner where you do have open dialogue, why don't you just frame it as, hey, let's get this Viagra going tonight. I'm going to pop a pill tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's do it. Why not just make it obvious? Why do you have to hide it and be like, I have to time this and I'm dripping sweat and I'm freaking out and I can't breathe through my fucking nose? Like, why don't you just say, hey, I'm thinking of trying something tonight. Are you down for it? I want to try some Viagra.
Dude,
Let's rock.
The same feeling I get when I take Viagra, like on a date, is the same way I felt when I used to take OxyContin. I'd be like, all right, I got a show in a half hour. Let me pop this. All right, let me dab up the sweat, make sure nobody knows. Okay.
Oh, Josh is an erection junkie.
Like, just make it an event and have a good time. Be like, you know what we're doing tonight? We're going to try this out and see what happens to the sex we have. Like, why not?
But even if they find out and you haven't framed it like that, what do you say in that situation? The same thing, just like, hey, I just want this to be super fun for us. I want to keep going.
So if you want to keep it a secret.
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't think you could do that like every time.
Because I was going to say, you're going to make the panic worse for yourself, dude.
Yeah,
As that shit starts happening and pumping through your body and you're going, I have to keep this a secret and make it look natural.
Yeah, open and honesty.
What
Open
is
and
that
honesty.
about?
Okay.
Why
Open
would you
and
do that
honesty.
to yourself? But other
I like
ways,
to live in secrets. I'm a Russian spy.
that's how a lot of us feel about sexuality,
Do you
right?
want? I have erection. You don't need to know where this came from.
Do you want Cialis tonight? Let's get party started.
No. Bend over. We make
So-
push kebab baby.
I have Biggie Thicky tonight. Let's make happen.
Whatever
That's
he
turning me
hits,
on.
he destroys. Okay,
Other ways, though, is take account your diet. What are you eating? Are you living a physically active life? Like, honestly, if you keep blood pumping in your body through like a great cardiovascular routine, if you're doing things to keep the blood healthy in
fitness,
you,
baby.
I'm serious.
Yeah, niacin, fitness,
Like,
vitamin
that-
I
D's.
would love to find out who has better blood flow in their dick between me and you.
Josh, all the
How can we find this out?
Because we're going to do scientific experiments on this show. You don't think I'm going to find us a blood dick pressure doctor to come in on this fucking show?
You'll find out.
Did you think I wasn't going to do that?
You'll find out the science of the dick. I'll find out the philosophy behind love.
Obviously.
Just keep your heart healthy. Keep those flowways open so that like you can get it down there and it can stay happy and hard.
You know what? You need like a Laura in your head in the bedroom.
She's always in my head.
She's so supportive. I mean, she's gonna be in my head in the bedroom. But I'm saying, like, she's so supportive and encouraging. She rules.
Yeah, I told you, dude.
Yeah, you did tell
So
me. Laura's the shit.
premature ejaculation.
Okay. Yes.
Edging.
Go.
You need to try edging. Get comfortable with holding off from climaxing. Also, put a couple barriers on your dick, whether it's, quite honestly, strap a condom on there and try jerking off with it, whether it's put a couple towels around it, just
A
try
couple of towels.
a towel and squeeze it tight. A couple. I
You
don't
want
know.
me to fuck a Fifi?
I don't know what your
Are we going
sensitivities
prison
are.
style here?
A couple of towels.
But you know, try edging.
Try edging.
Try edging.
So what does
And
that mean?
just-
Listen to U2's third album.
That might help.
Nobody ever get that joke? That's a great
I
joke.
got
would
it.
help.
I got it.
But that practice in itself, it's something you can do on your own and not wait to be in the arena of actually fucking somebody to see,
Yeah.
oh my God, am I going to be able to hold it off? This time, try edging.
Yeah.
I find, and I don't know if you have this experience because we both take kratom, and I love taking kratom. I can go forever, and if I put a condom on, it's the opposite because I like, I'm a firm believer of like get tested with your partner, find out whatever birth control that they're on. I like to do that kind of thing because I don't like to wear condoms, and if I do, it is a way different story. I'm like, this is gonna, like, I was like, have a book to read while I'm fucking you because this is gonna take a while.
I'm curious, what do you do in the situation when you can't come?
I don't pressure myself on it. I'm like, all right.
Again, pressure.
I'm not talking about you. I don't want to know what you do.
Oh, I thought you were
wanna
asking
know
me.
what
The
Okay,
ubiquitous you.
yeah.
but-
Ubiquitous you. Lose nine.
Well, then you're not getting the kind of activity, the kind of interaction that gets you off. So you need to use your voice and make a couple directions. hey, if that's not working for you and not getting you off, then you need to state the pleasure you want. You need to stop it right there. And it doesn't need to be a verbal thing. It could just be you taking control and saying, we're going to switch positions.
All right, so what I need you to do is I need you to pinch my nipples and start talking like Fozzie Bear.
Way into that shit.
Hot.
Way into like a nipple pinch. Let me tell you something. I love as like a relationship's building up, like as that stuff starts to open up a little more, and because I'm kinky, I like kinky shit, but it's like it's got to be eased into. I like my nipples being pinched. I like a lot of spitting in my. I like all that shit.
Yeah.
You know this.
Okay.
You know this. You know what's great about the
No, I
show?
don't.
Josh?
I don't know about this.
You know what's great about the. You know what's great about the show, Josh. You know what's great about the show?
What
Your
is?
heart is opening. Your heart is going to open as a result of this show. You're going to open up more. You're a beautiful blossoming flower, and it's just the Josh flower is opening up more and more and more.
Take me there.
Great. Okay, so ED, we got that.
Yeah.
Christine, any input on this? Do you ever experience this kind of thing? You guys, I don't know. I don't mean you and Jay. I'm just saying. You have any input on this kind of thing?
I've experienced that. I've had a lot of like drunken hookups and guys I thought that had like small dicks where then I hooked up with them again and I was like, oh, his dick wasn't small. He just like wasn't all the way hard last time.
Totally.
You kind of figured that out
And
along
good
the way.
mention of intoxication, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, when
shit.
Because
drunk-
that's going to just, snap your dick in half.
The
It's
drunk
not.
dick.
Yeah, drunk dick.
Drunk
alcohol-
dick, coke dick.
Oxy Dick was fucking. I was always
Oxycontin,
hard.
You could fucking fuck.
Hours.
And it feels so good
Hours.
and you can never come.
You just feel like you're in a warm bath in a warm bath.
But what I was saying about the kratom, does kratom have that effect on you too, Josh?
Nah,
Where it's
not at
like,
all.
Oh, like I'll last forever on that.
We
stuff.
take different brands. That's why.
I don't know. I think it's all sourced from the same places. But that's the
Lasting
thing.
forever or not being able to come.
I don't need sex to last forever. Can I just say
Yeah,
that?
no
Like
shit.
in my
Oh, yeah,
own
that's-
No shit.
experience, I don't know where we got this idea that sex needs to be a huge marathon. It needs to be this huge event. Like I've had great 7-minute sex in my life. I've had great 5-minute sex in my life.
Quickies are the bomb.
They're amazing, and we expect so much of ourselves to last for an eternity. It's just not necessary.
But did you get off in those 7 minutes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, but what
Oh,
about what
yeah.
if the girl like I like me and Justin both know we could probably go like 10, 15 minutes, but the girl might, could take longer. So are we like, is our goal in the beginning of sex is like, let's get you off and then I'll get off.
Yeah, that's such a checklist approach. That's such it's too routine at that point.
Sure.
And I know that, of course, I would hope that you guys want to see your partner pleasure.
That's the thing that gets me off the most is like I'm way that was one of the questions.
That's one of
I'm
them.
way into like the female orgasm and like the importance of it, but without the pressure of like you need to come or I didn't feel like I didn't do my job. Like not with that, but I'm like I just love doing it. I love going down. Like I'm way into that. So yeah, Lou.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the Black King's into it. There we go.
Black
The
dudes
only,
love.
one of the only black kings that it's into it.
Really?
That's the culture. Yeah.
It is the culture.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that in social studies.
Best pussy eating I ever had was from a black guy.
Well,
Yeah, it's
Congratulations.
changing.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
The enthusiasm.
The black men
Way-
have evolved.
Lou.
Knowing
Profound.
you is probably someone like Cornell West. like, all right, let me get up in here with this
Beautiful white woman.
this beautiful white woman.
It's about enthusiasm. That's something you can feel through an interaction beyond words. It's enthusiasm. The same way that you make out with someone hungrily and you attack them. I want that on my pussy.
Yes, lip biting. I like my chin in it.
Like before you get down there and just pull the hood back on the clit and start ramming and trying to, dot the right Morse code. Before you do that, can you just make out with my pussy the same way that you make out with my mouth?
Yeah, the size of the inner thigh areas go from the back. I like the crease under the butt where the butt hits the back of the thigh. I'll spend a few minutes down
Become
there.
I
obsessed
can tell.
with
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
buddy.
dude. You look
Upset.
like you.
Dude.
I knew you were a taint licker.
By the way, I have to say, when a chick does that, when a chick like gets to press her tongue on your taint, like, dude, I'm like, this girl, I don't know who had you before me, but God bless them. Like, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, this I don't know if this is off topic, but
I doubt it.
it's because it's like all right, so I just started getting into a little bit of scoodle in your doodle. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know. To me, cleaning it up, everybody. Like, how do you ask a girl to start playing with your the guy's butthole?
You say, you know what I like?
Yeah.
You know what I like?
Yeah.
And then you tell her what you like.
Should I say, can you put your finger in my butt? Or should I say, you want to put your scoodle in my doodle?
That's the Josh Adam Meyers way of doing it.
I think
it's gonna take
if she's down there already, it's very easy to just put that on the table as saying it's something you like, not something you insist upon or something you require or do it right now, unless that's the dynamic. But if it's something that you like and you're being pleasured in that moment, then it's your purpose. It's your job to say, you know what else I like? And mention it because you're in the pursuit of your own pleasure, my friend.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am. Great movie with Will Smith.
Josh, finger or tongue? Are we talking on the
Finger.
scooter?
I don't want anybody putting their tongue on my butt. Dude, my butthole looks like a jellyfish sneezed.
Can I say something?
Yeah, dude.
There's creams for that.
I'm 42 years
There's
old,
creams
bro.
for that.
I'm just getting health insurance again.
It looks like a rusty sheriff's badge.
It's just
Josh got a loose balloon knot. That's cool.
It is in bad shape,
Your butt
dude.
clip.
Yeah, it looks like Mickey Rourke's face.
It's still worthy of love.
Mine looks
Still
like a cat's asshole. It's just a dot.
Oh, yours
It's
is
a
probably
dot, buddy.
You don't have hemorrhoids, and if you do, you've gone to the doctor. You've had them taken care of. You
Buddy,
have a specialist.
I have a chick's ass.
I've done a couple pictorials for Hustler, and I always love what they do with my asshole. They just make it
Have
the
you?
tiniest.
I'm not gonna look at these later.
Laura's like, dude, I met you at the Comedy Store, and I remember there was like a drunk girl was like licking your titty. And you just had it out on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Jealous.
She actually took me to my first sex party here in New York City.
Yeah.
And I feel like, can I tell this quick story?
Yes.
Because this is
Yeah.
like,
Of course you
this
can.
is so great. Because like she shows up gorgeous, dressed in like perfect sex party wardrobe.
I don't even remember.
You look like you were in like the Underground series. Is that
Fun.
Underworld? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very like
Yeah.
very vampire killer.
Yeah, Matrix style.
Yeah, and we walk in and there's beds everywhere. It's this beautiful like apartment in Soho. I mean, gorgeous, dude. This thing's probably $10 million. There's people everywhere, gorgeous people milling around. There's a bunch of beds, and she tells me like, dress. She's like, wear something black.
Yeah.
So she gives me this medallion to wear. She opens up my shirt and she gives me this medallion to wear. Dude, I literally looked like Lestat from Interview with a Vampire.
I'm way
I was
into
just
this
like
story.
walking around, just like, and
I was so proud of you because that's, advanced.
very advanced.
That's very advanced.
Very advanced.
And I had no idea what your comfort level would be walking in there. I had no idea what your reaction would be. And quite honestly, sometimes it's a risk to bring someone like you into a space like that because I got to vouch for you, dude. I don't know how you're going to behave.
I'm
Of course.
Yeah, I'm
But-
chill. I wasn't like going like
No. And I think a lot of people realize once they get into that environment that
Yeah.
if you go to a sex party, it doesn't mean that you have to fuck. You're
Right.
not
No.
like there and it's like get your dick out.
It can
get your
just be
clothes off.
part of the foreplay of like you guys getting turned on, and then it leads to, and then you go home and you go fucking
keep-
bananas.
you
I want to know the
keep
end of
going.
this story so bad.
I did get
I left him there.
recognized. She did leave me there, but I did get recognized. Like somebody came up to me, goes, "What's up, my homie?" And I was like, "Come on, man, come on."
Oh, while he was blowing you,
No,
Josh.
but while she set me up with this other girl, she introduced me to this group of girls, and they were like, "Oh yeah," and then they just kind of laid me down in this bed, and one of them started giving me a blowjob, and I mean, there's people everywhere, dude, like milling around, talking. You could hear people be like, "I just lost 100,000 in Dogecoin," and I was like, "What?" And you could hear the stock tips and shit.
You went to a Jewish sex party?
Dude, but then, Justin, then this dude, dressed, he's like 6'5", blonde hair, Eastern European guy in like latex lederhosen, just turns around and starts staring at me.
A Van Helsing?
Dude, this is like, like, you could just hear the techno like, digga, 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 digga,
Yeah, you come to sex party a lot. Short man, I like it.
He turns around and starts staring at me. She's having a conversation in the other room, so I'm like being stared at by this dude, and I'm trying to like, he's looking at me, and you know the way that like when you're in a car and a homeless guy comes up to ask for money, and
Yeah.
he just goes like, I don't see him. I know he's there, but I do not see him. The guy he looks at me, and then eventually I look up at him, and he goes, "Looks like you're having a good time." Yes.
Oh, we got Lou back. Dude, I have to say, the whole time on this show, you can edit this out if you want. We've had tech problems, so we haven't had our fucking baby boy DJ Lou, but DJ Lou is back to fucking Sexy it up, yeah.
And then he goes,
yeah, you like it?
And then he goes, you have the nice penis. Dusseldorf, and then walks off.
Dude, those guys, by the way, if you ever watch like the European porns, when they're like, yeah, oh, I'm going to come, I'm going to.
I don't watch European porn.
I haven't watched it in a while.
I like American stuff.
Oh yeah, you quit porn except for yesterday?
No, that's exactly right. Can I ask this question?
Yeah, jump in.
Okay, so we talk about this. So how do couples keep the heat alive
Yes.
after that initial intense passion wears off, especially after they've had kids?
Well, here's my thing, not to go in, is that's killed every relationship that I've ever been in is the lack of sex. Because it gets repetitive. And I mean, and I've been with girls that, even there were girls that were like really adventurous, it's still just I know them, like once especially if I'm living with the girl, it's like I know when you poop.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
So it becomes too comfortable. You become too casual with each other, and a lot of that sexual excitement starts to wear off because you're in each other's zones all the time. You're sharing a space. Here is a hardcore reality. Ready? Relationships are work. Monogamy is not for everyone.
I agree with that 100%.
So a lot of the times, again, we feel that our love lives have to go a certain way because this is the way the rest of the world's love lives go. You find that person, you stick with them, you have some kids with them, and you're stuck with them for the rest of life. And you have to get all of your sexual satisfaction from them. And how unfair is that to you and to them? So ask yourself, do I still want to be in this? Is this still a relationship that is satisfying me in every other way? Can we work on the sexual connection? So, of course, there are some very classic ways of trying role play, doing it outside of the bedroom, taking a sex vacation. There's a million of those, very...
Sex vacation.
You want to go fuck at Six Flags?
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I took Molly on the Gravitron.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I'm a fucking himbo.
I took ecstasy and went to see Black Eyed Peas.
I feel like
Same thing.
That sounds great.
I feel like Jay and
It was.
Christine, I feel like you guys have this kind of nailed down because you could do your swing shit. So it's like, I feel like that's such a great thing for couples.
Go off because I want to know, how do you even present that?
When me and Jay first started dating, we talked about kind of what we want out of a sex life. So it was brought up in a way where both of us were kind of not people that were necessarily trying to be monogamous. And it still didn't happen for a while. We were together for years before we actually did something with someone else. You know what I mean? But it was always kind of there that it was on the table. So, I remember we had this girl that worked at a bar that we would flirt with all the time, and we ended up hooking up with another girl before we went back to that girl. Once we had hooked up with a girl for real, I actually knew kind of how to present that to a different girl, you know what I mean? So it was something that was just kind of eased into, but we were upfront about kind of what we wanted from the beginning.
Yeah, it feels like it has to enhance your connection and your sexual attraction with each other.
Yeah,
It's also
as opposed to being oh, I get to cheat. You know what I'm saying? That line has got to be very
It's not
clear.
all fun and games, and it's not necessarily easier than a monogamous relationship. It's not yes, you get to have sex with other people. That brings in a whole other plethora of issues and problems and things.
Yeah, there could be a lot of anxiety about that.
Anxieties, worries, concerns that you kind of have to figure out. We've figured out what our boundaries are, sometimes once they've been crossed.
That's right.
You're you crossed a
hard way.
boundary and I didn't even know I had that boundary, but this really made me feel shitty.
So it gets complex.
It definitely
That's
gets complex.
where I think a lot of
Right.
people would be tentative about this.
Right, and I hate that the big piece of advice that I continue to go back to beyond any shortcuts or beyond any magic tricks is until you're willing to talk about it, it's going to continue to rot and fester in you, and who's to blame at that point? You got to talk about it, especially with a partner, especially with someone you're trying to make it work with.
And Jay and me are also both people that really love casual sex. In our private lives, I've always liked sleeping with strangers. I like sleeping with strangers more than I like sleeping with people that know me, that are in my world, that I have to see all the time. It's not really my thing. So we know that we can have sex casually out there, but we don't want to date other people at all. Like
Gotcha.
that's not a thing. And I've had things, sometimes like girls get a little too. I'm like, well, you guys are certainly texting a lot.
That's exactly what I
I'm
was
like,
saying.
who the fuck is this bitch? Like, what does she know about your day?
That's the reality of it.
And that's
the
more,
reality.
like I like watching him fuck women. It's live porn, like it's the other stuff that gets more complicated than the sex.
That I wouldn't be into. I wouldn't be into watching Nolu, right? I wouldn't be into watching my chick get fucked. I'm like
That's cuckolding,
I'm like
right?
I'm not into. I'm like a passionate dom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into watching like a chick get fucked. Someone that I'm into.
It's also, but that is
I'm
one
not.
of the biggest genres of
I know,
porn
different.
and fantasy that exists out there, right? Cuckolding is huge.
Yeah,
Were you ever into like fucking a girl with another guy? Like, was that something that you've ever done?
I did it. I mean, we've talked about it on the show.
Jay? Oh, yeah.
Me and Jay
Everybody
did it once.
Jay and his friends all love to fuck together.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you. I'm one-on-one. I like fucking heavy eye contact. I like a lot. Black Lou's into. I like a lot of kissing, a lot of mouth. I like, dude. I'm not. I think missionary is the best because you get the most stuff.
Oh, forehead to forehead,
dude. Forehead to forehead. I like dirty talk. I like dirty talking, like right up. I like it like passionate. You know what I'm saying?
Justin's like, tell me I don't know how to train dogs. Tell me I'm a bad dog trainer.
Yeah. Watch. I'll give Brutus commands while I'm like, you like that? You like that, Brutus? Switch. Make him switch to the other side. Down, boy. Down, boy. No. That's him, not me. Not me.
What am I like? I'm like, give me a little scoot on. There you go. Give me a flim flam. How you doing?
I like all that stuff too. I also like, sex with new exciting people.
But it's good. You got to fucking know yourself. That's like, dude, theme of last one. You got to know who you are.
You got to, and you have to be comfortable. Is what I'm getting from it. You have to be comfortable and confident in the bedroom, and you have to be open to what you like and don't do something you don't like, and be okay with telling somebody I don't like that.
But it sounds like communication is like there's a lot of guys who are not comfortable. There's women who are not comfortable. The takeaway I'm getting from like Laura is like, listen, the more vocal you are, open and honest about this, without it sounding like a fucking therapy session.
No, that's it.
That's what leads the way to comfort, and then shit opens up more.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't need to drop the one light bulb like a fucking interrogation scene and make it the most intense conversation you've ever
I like
sat
shit in my
for.
mouth.
Like it just does not need to be that. Start talking about
I think you're hot
sex.
poo on me.
Yeah, just start talking about sex with the people you want to have it with.
I'm not talking candle wax on the nipples or witchcraft or anything like that.
Yeah. How early is it in a relationship to bring that up? Like immediately?
You want to go to dinner? Please poo on me.
Yeah, I don't. My whole take is.
Do you want to get some appetizers? So I like to be fisted. Just to let you know.
I can only speak for myself, and I am someone that likes to talk about sex a lot, obviously.
Yep.
And that's had its pluses and minuses. I've been told before, you know what? I don't know if I like this. You're like way too...
Guys get intimidated by
all
you.
you care about is sex, and all I hear is you talking about sex, and everything's about sex. I said, well, it's a genuine curiosity of mine, and it's also my, my work and my...
Do men get intimidated by you?
Oh, yeah.
They do, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm 6 feet tall. I'm loud with a vocabulary
Yeah.
about sex. And,
Yeah.
it's intimidating.
She looks like Bridget Nielsen if
The
she never
fucking
did
smoke
opiates.
show.
Yeah.
She does. Lou's got questions. He's chomping at the bit.
Yes, I
Go
have
ahead.
A couple questions. I was
Yeah.
hoping you could help enlighten the Himbos and Bimbros.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what we settled on.
Black bows of the fans.
Lou made it okay, everybody. Lou made it okay.
These are like two things that I learned late in life, so I was kind of hoping you could elaborate.
Boys have a
Okay.
penis, girls have a vagina.
Women have 3 different type of orgasms. Is that true?
Right now there's those 3 that have been discovered.
Clitoral, vaginal, and blended.
And blended.
How do you help a woman achieve the blended orgasm consistently?
Wow.
Consistently
Nailed that question, Lou.
that is something that you have to experiment with both isolated first, right? You want to know if she is able to orgasm through penetrative sex. because some women are not. And quite the opposite. Some women are not able to orgasm through clitoral stimulation. So you want to find out what the range of pleasure is in both of those styles of sex, right? So once that's been established, and it might take some testing, some trials, whether that's different positions or different toys. I know we're going to talk about toys coming up.
That too.
So you need to find out if that's possible. And then once that's possible, I mean, you got to blend it. It's pretty easy. I mean, if you figured out the position that gets the penetrative orgasm and you know what kind of interaction the clitoris enjoys, whether it's a wet or a rub or a tap or a slap, whatever it is, start to bring those two things together.
You're varying the stroke, much like hitting different. Yeah, let's turn it himbo. Like you're hitting different aspects of the bicep muscle by going different. Am I right with this?
If she, I'll speak for my own pleasure here.
Please do.
I love getting it from behind. I love doggy. So if I'm getting
one of your three, Joe.
Yeah, if I'm getting fucked in doggy, I also really like a hand to come around and tap, building up to a slap.
God, you're so tall though. I have to like grow my arms.
It's very challenging at times, but I'm very bendy and versatile in that way.
And
so
we're back.
Yeah, but it is about not going in saying, I'm going to build this checklist and write down every maneuver and build a route map for all. Like, you just can't do that.
Yeah, a woman's not a science project.
Right. Find out
She's a gazelle.
Between those two orgasms what satisfies both of them, and see if they can be blended. Because an orgasm is still great, even if it's just a penetrative one or just a clitoral one. It's still an orgasm.
What's better?
I like a penetrative orgasm. Personally,
I didn't know that. I would think the clitoral one.
No, the clitoral one is great, but it's more explosive through my body if I get the penetrative one, and that's the one that oftentimes produces the.
I have to go to the bathroom.
The moisture.
Christine, how about yourself?
I can't come just from penetration. I wish I could. I've seen girls come from just penetration. It looks fun.
Yeah.
But blended, I love, so I can have a nice blended, which is more intense than just a clitoral, even though I can't come from just penetration, or at least not yet.
I found that when I started really squeezing and clenching on whatever was in me during penetrative sex, that I was able to find this whole new range of pleasure. Like suddenly the orgasm came on so hard and so strong just by being a little more active in my own mechanism with it, not just being the receiver of it, but being like, I'm going to work with this thing.
Can I apologize to the listeners who just crashed their fucking cars right now? I'm sorry. And we will pay for the damage.
Well, that was something with Jay. Like, I love my sex life with Jay because it's really like, he's the first guy. I mean, I started sleeping with guys when I was 16. So I spent like a decade, if not more, of my life fucking without coming. Like, and I could come on my own and I loved fucking, but I didn't ever have orgasms like with men, with women, from sex or anything. And then with Jay, just like very quickly, like the second time we hooked up,
he's a stallion.
So it's been a whole different ball game kind of with him.
That's the story of so many women, by the way. That is, and I know that's your listener base, right?
And if you guys want to know who they are, I'll give you all their numbers. Don't worry about that. Lou, you got more questions, I know.
Just two more real quick ones.
Wow.
Stroke patterns. A lot of guys, when they start having sex, are just like, how do men who are listening to this right now find a way to have better stroke patterns? Is there a certain exercise in the gym? Is there something that you're supposed to do with your hips? Like, how do they?
Yeah, what you're supposed to do is change up your music and move to it at home. Move to it at home. I don't mean fuck to it just yet, but I mean like.
You mean it's theoretically, or you mean to say literally? No, I mean
like actually like turn on an album that you like and move to it. Move to it. Find the rhythm. Find the beat. It'll give you different tempos to understand. What are you going on about?
I can just imagine so many listeners.
Air humping.
So many listeners at home just like, ole, ole, ole,
Good. You should.
Hot. Oh,
good.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up and dance more in general.
You
it's like
should.
one of the healthiest things you can do for
it
your
also
body.
gives your whole psyche a sense of play and playfulness, which is what sex should be.
Mm-hmm.
Do not take that shit seriously.
Let me ask this. Like when you're given the clitoral orgasm, right? This is my experience. You're given a clitoral orgasm and you're the dude on top, right? When a woman's on top, what she's doing is she's sliding her vagina like up and down. So the top version of that is tilting her pelvis forward and kind of fucking up.
Listen to
Is it-
listen
am I
how-
cor- so the
it's
bottom-
literally like assembling IKEA furniture.
I'm trying to get Laura. But no, for what I'm saying, I'm trying to give a visual description to someone. If they were like, if you're explaining something, it's like remember in Apollo 13 where they're explaining to him how to build the air purifier. They have to go step. I'm trying to explain. This is an auditory medium, so I'm just trying to say a woman's pelvis is tilted forward, so you're kind of like I can make the motion with my hands right now, so I'm trying to get the listeners to kind of am I sort of on point
Are
here?
you saying if that works, or are
I'm
we
asking.
saying if,
I'm asking.
That's a very valuable interaction in the bedroom. If you know that you can also incorporate stimulation to the clitoris while you're also being penetrated.
I just wanted you to say I was a good boy. That's what I want.
You're a very good boy. You are. But quite honestly, turn on some music and like as silly as you feel, just start swinging around to it. Know that there are other tempos out there. And yes, there is a difference between hinging with bringing the entire lower half of the body up and then just hinging with the hips forward in that thrust. That one's really good. Well, it's also flexibility. If you can, widen your knees apart and scoop with just the hips.
Yes, I can.
You can.
Sorry, those are the thoughts in my head.
That's the move right there. That is a phenomenal position. If guys can work on your hip flexibility and mobility.
Do we want to go to some of the fan questions? Because we could just keep going with Laura here.
Let me do this one from Rich Music. Yo, Himbos, question for the sex expert. My girl likes sucking my dick, but always gets a throat infection shortly after. It's making her want to give me toppy less often because she understandably doesn't want to deal with the frustration of strep throat symptoms. I don't have any STDs, and this happens even when I shower thoroughly right before sex. The only thing she's done that helps at all is saltwater rinses after toppy. Any suggestions?
One, I love that he calls it toppy.
Well, the fact
Can I get some num num?
the fact that he says I don't have any STDs, are we sure? Let's rule that one out because gonorrhea can pass from, penis to the throat very easily. That's a real one.
I know the doctor thought when I had vocal cord issues, they misdiagnosed
From
it
sucking
as
dick. You
throat
thought you had
gonorrhea.
it?
No, this was like it wasn't. It was actually just like I was snorting drugs and not getting enough sleep. But he was just like, you keep coming in here for the same issue. He's like, I think you should get tested. But I got tested. It wasn't that.
Well,
but yes, it's possible. That's what I'm saying.
That's check number one is she needs to get a throat swab and he needs to do his own full panel testing as well, urine and blood.
Got it.
But after that, well, what does the oral sex look like? What does it feel like? Are you going really hard? Because it's very easy to bruise the back of the throat.
Yeah, this
guy,
the deep throating. He could be doing like a crazy amount of like deep throating.
A face fuck that goes right back there hard enough, fast enough, as many times you're gonna bruise it. That's what happens.
We also need to know the length of his dick. Is he
follow-up
packing,
questions.
Is he packing like fucking,
Inches.
Is he Black Lou or is he DJ Lou?
How aggressive is the blowjob? That's my question, because maybe change that up as well.
Yeah. I can't imagine, like, if she's sucking it and licking for the bottom and just going to, like, the back of the wisdom teeth area. Otherwise, it's got to be something dripping out, right?
Well, if she's having a reaction that feels like strep, which is inflammation, which is a pain when swallowing, and the only thing that fixes it is salt water, you could be doing serious, injury, just hitting it like a punching bag.
Here's what sucked for this dude. He thought he was going to get an answer and get more blowjobs out of this,
but
and now he's not.
He's got to go get tested, dude. Measure your dick. And then go get tested. Send us another email, himbospodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. Real quick, here we go. Let's go some rapid fire questions. Laura, you could feel free to add in your own if you want to. No pressure on you. This is more for us, so I don't want you to feel any pressure here. All right. Everybody, music during sex, yes or no? What's your go-to?
I say yes always, and it just depends. It's Massive Attack, Portishead.
Yeah, dude, my top tip.
Or I do like Echo and the Bunnymen or something like I used to do The Cure, but you can't put
Inertia.
You can't put The Cure on Alexa because eventually it's gonna switch to Sunday. You don't break my heart. Wednesday, Thursday, hold that fart. It's like you can't. You just can't. Like, so you got to be careful about what you're fucking
Yes
doing.
to music, but also be aware of how much that sets the tone. Like Portishead.
Yeah.
Portishead.
The
bomb.
so
Portishead
sexy.
is played for one thing only.
Dude.
So maybe be careful of how obvious it can be to someone on the receiving end.
Yeah.
If they're having a good time and Portishead just comes on, that's like the fucking Thunderdome drops over you, and it's like, okay, I guess we're fucking now.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't just put
Yes.
it on willy-nilly as she enters my apartment.
you
Want to
gotta
come over? That's like saying Netflix and chill.
because
you want
it
to come over and listen to
literally
Portishead?
means sex is happening right now. Portishead that's all Portishead's
Always
for.
been.
And for crying.
No, for sex.
And for crying.
You
and
don't do
for
them at the
sex.
same time?
And for crying, dude. Portishead is a brilliant band. Listen to the 500 podcast. You'll hear the episode.
Dude, I'm going to share my sex playlist. I have a fucking great one.
I'm getting hard right now, dude.
Massive Attack, Inertia Creeps. I'm going to go next, all right, on this one. I'm going to say definitely yes, because it sets the tone. Like, when you're in the apartment, you put some music on, the lights are a little bit low. I got the red Buddha light. We're fucking talking. And then it's like, I know, dude, this playlist, it's like, it's set to like, you know, I know what we're doing and what song. And it's not putting IKEA furniture together, Laura. It's not, okay? But Nutshell.
So obvious.
No,
guys.
you don't
It's
fuck the
just
Nutshell by Alice in Chains,
Dude, Nutshell,
dude.
Deftones.
Maybe if you're
Kid
shooting
Cudi,
dope.
Kid Cudi's got fucking great tracks on there.
Is 9 Inch Nails closer on that list
No.
too?
No, because that's,
Laura, no.
that's like, I would fuck.
I got strange ones on there too. I got some fucking strange. I got some fun
just
ones.
have a little
the naked,
versatility,
naked.
guys.
I do. I'm gonna send you this playlist.
All right,
I'm gonna send you this. We've
'Cause
become
it
friends
can't
over
be
such a
so intense.
It's
and
not.
everything
It's just
fucking
sexy.
He brought those two.
Laura, it's sexy
Laura, it's
music, and when I'm in the bedroom, that's the only time I'm ever sexy in my whole day.
Dude, I got the Sexy Begexy playlist right here, right under the Justin's Bar Mitzvah and the Meathead playlist, which I'm sharing with all the Bimbros and the Himbros.
Intense.
It's not. Some of it gets light. It runs the gambit. Josh,
You gotta put texture in there, guys. You have to put texture in it.
What does that mean?
I got
What do you-
80s rock on there.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, I like that.
Now you're
I
back.
like-
Yeah, she underestimated me.
So you're like, if you're fucking and suddenly owner of a lonely heart.
I'm down with that. I'm so down with
Push
that.
it, dude. Push it's
Why
a
not-
great,
why
such a
not?
fun
No,
song.
Because
it's
you
not.
should be able to break, and even if you have a laugh about it, great. You have a laugh about it. Then like you keep it. It's cool. It's casual. I feel
Right?
like it's the intensity of just playing.
No.
music.
I didn't mean to make it sound like it. No, it runs
Like,
the game.
have
I
some
go.
fun.
I do. I go up and down. There's different aspects of it. I'm going to share the playlist with
Okay,
you.
good.
I'll share. I swear to God, I'll share the playlist and then I'll get Laura's thoughts in it and I'll post it on the campus page. I'll post it on social media. We got to wrap up soon. So Lou, go ahead. Music, no music.
I only do one song.
What is
unless
it?
she chooses the music.
Who let the dogs
I let her
out?
choose the music.
Who let the dogs?
I let her choose the music, but there's one song that is
Classic.
like a siren for me. If you could play it any time, and I'm getting hard immediately.
What is
Really?
Yeah, it's
Tell us.
It's
Please, God, I'm waiting with bated breath.
It's No Ordinary Love.
Ooh,
This
Sade.
is
That song.
no
That's another.
order-
But that's
Yes.
but if
Oh
that,
my God.
if Sade is playing in the apartment when a girl comes over, sex is happening.
Yes. Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude,
I'm not even putting my headphones on.
Lou,
You're
put them on.
playing it. Nope.
Lou, put them on. Lou, put them on and look me in the
I
eyes.
gave Black Lou all the love. I gave Black Lou all the love.
that's really classy. That's
Gave
really hot.
Black Lou
Keep
love.
this
That's
playing.
hot.
Evans, what do you got?
Music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude,
We had to-
they
we-
fucked a corn.
Yeah, they do.
No, we had to
Evanescence.
switch because we would do classic rock a lot, but then just like really familiar songs kept coming on. So we switched to like a college rock station. And then like Jay actually put on Fleetwood Mac when we were fooling around. And
It's
I
on
was
my
like-
playlist.
But I was like, I can't. That's like my family music. It makes me think of my mom. I'm like, we got to turn off the Fleetwood Mac.
Don't stop.
I know. I'm like, Silver
Thinking
Springs is
about
playing. I'm
your
like, mommy.
Although the chain.
We've been into.
That's sexy.
It
That's
is
sexy.
sexy. It's
Dude, the chain
just-
is sexy.
It's just too
You can work
familial.
to it though.
Yeah.
Passenger, fucking
but radio-
Deftones Passenger.
Hot.
Deftones
We do
is
a
so
lot of
fucking hot.
Deftones, and then we found this like Radiohead concert that has a nice blue light behind it. That's pretty good.
Ooh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's good.
Whiskey?
No music, just breathing.
Oh God! And
Just her running? Just her.
but also, DJ Lou has the Mets game playing in the background, so it's like, all right, 4 strike on that. We got a foul ball.
Yes, music.
Yes, music.
Stones Tattoo You. Great
Nice.
album. Hot. All the way through. Texture, rides, roars,
Laura,
some lulls.
I don't mean I want to elaborate here. That's on my playlist too.
No, it's not. Shut the fuck
Yep.
up, dude.
Dude.
You don't
Yeah.
even try
Yeah?
it.
You wanna see the
Don't-
playlist?
I do not want to know what you fucked
Oh, he
to.
doesn't want to know.
You can share it. You can share. I'm in.
Thank you. Favorite position? What
What
out of your three, Josh? What are they?
I would say lazy doggy style.
The lazy doggy style.
Yeah, dude.
You look at yourself in the mirror like Christian Bale.
I was. It's just you can especially the way my apartment's set up now. I get her closer to the end of the bed, and then I can put my feet on the wall, and then I can like really control. Dude, when I dated Tessa, she was the best because she would do this thing with her feet where she would like basically use platforms, so I could just press off of that. And
I get that.
It
I
was
get
like
that.
it was the greatest thing ever.
She stood on phone books for you.
Dude,
I get it.
follow her. I'm gonna give her a shout out again. Follow her OnlyFans at Tessa Fowler. She rules.
Nice, dude.
She's the best, man. Still one of my closest friends.
I like missionary, and I'm going to give a little caveat to it. I have that chair. I have this big armed, very plush chair in my apartment. So I also like it because I like the boobs in my mouth. So I like when chicks are on their elbows. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I like head back like that. So like you can also accomplish that on the chair, and then I get that leverage also.
Nice.
So on the chair.
I think the thing is also it just depends on the size of the girl to figure out what the position I'm going to do, because like I like smaller girls than me, but I was like dating that Dominican girl who was like super thick, and it was like my white dick couldn't break through half the time. So it was like, you can't do mission. I love missionary, but I could do lazy doggy style with her.
I got to say, and I'm not saying it just because Laura's here, I like when a chick's taller than me. I'm into it.
Nice.
Lil.
Which is every girl you sleep with. Dude.
That's not. We're almost the same height.
No, I'm taller than you.
You're an inch taller than me.
I'm 2 inches taller than you.
An inch and a half.
I am.
Favorite position, Lou?
Favorite position usually for me, number one is whatever gets her off the most.
Oh,
whatever
shut
she
the
likes.
fuck
Dude,
up.
he's a pleaser.
Absolutely.
Dude, this is a pussy eating black guy. You don't think he's being honest with you?
Yeah.
2, selfishly, the reverse cowgirl.
Oh.
Yeah. Reverse
Oh,
cowgirl.
I do. Wait, I do love a chick on top, dude. I like when they get on top and they take a little fucking control. I like when a chick doesn't do
rules,
that
yes.
and they don't feel the nerve to just be like, let me funk the shit out of you now. That's ugh. I like when they're biting their lower lips. There's tech guys in the room right now. I'm sorry I didn't know you thought you were gonna walk into this.
What's your favorite position?
No,
Tech?
don't leave him alone. Leave him alone.
No,
leave him
the tech
alone.
guys
Leave him alone. Don't.
Christine.
I'd say legs up, guy on knees in front of me.
Legs up.
Nice. Okay, cool. Legs together, like the bones of your feet
call
touching.
They call that the Chino Marino.
Lou, I know you're doing tech stuff right now, but can I interrupt you to ask you what your favorite sex position is?
Oh, the lazy man. Me on the bottom, her doing all the work, but she prefers me standing, her doggy,
All right.
which we
Right.
just did, and it was glorious.
Mets game on or off?
Standing dog.
It's like also Scherzer pitched 3 innings, no hits.
Real quick before we go.
Yes.
As a short gentleman myself, there
Yeah.
is one position that I always wanted to do and I've never been able to because I'm a short guy, and it really pisses me off.
Fucking her while you're screwing in a light bulb?
It's where you're holding her up, and her legs are wrapped around your neck.
Overrated.
Can I?
Is it overrated? Please tell me that it's overrated.
That's
so I
that
can let
porn
this go.
shit.
Overrated.
Okay.
So overrated.
But the swing is not overrated.
Well, that's the way to accomplish that. But
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, can you guys two calm down? All right, I don't
I'm
like
bonding
the
with the
energy over
guest.
here,
I'm not.
all right?
I'm not. All right.
If you take him to a sex club, we're done.
No,
We are done.
Josh, I'm not going to do that. We got to get out of here. So let's just go to plugs.
At Josh Adam Meyers on all social media, joshadammeyers.com for all tickets. I'll be at the Albany Funny Bone September 8th and 9th. I'll be opening for Bill Burr September 15th and the 16th in D.C. at the Capital One Arena and in Philly at the Wells Fargo Center. And I'll be in Toronto. I ran into you last time I was at JFL Toronto. I'll be there the 23rd through the 25th doing shows in the goddamn Comedy Jam. All tickets, joshadammeyers.com.
For me, it's at I am Justin Silver on all social media platforms. I made a mistake on the last podcast. My Maryland dates are not until October 1st, but on September 23rd and 24th, I will be in Utica, New York, and then I got a bunch of other dates that are coming up before that, but you'll find everything on my social media. Just go to at I am Justin Silver, and it's IamJustinSilver.com for all tickets. Laura?
I am at Laura X Desiree on all social media platforms. You can also check out my podcast, Licked and Loaded, wherever you stream from. And please do find my YouTube series, Red Umbrella Talk, talking all things sex work, 5-part series filmed at the Museum of Sex.
And if I could say anything, guys, like follow Laura. I love watching the videos you do. She's great. She's great.
No, she is great. And I have to say, thank you to everybody who listened to the first episode. The response on social media was awesome.
Yeah,
if you have questions for us, please keep sending them in to himbospodcast@gmail.com. We really appreciate that you've been so supportive of this first episode, and hopefully you like this one. And we're going to end with some philosophy from the philosophy major, Josh Adam Meyers.
I have chosen this one because we were talking about sex. Philosophy is to science as masturbation is to sex. And that is the great communist Karl Marx.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Himbos podcast. We will see you next week.
We are the Himbos. We are not